everybody, it is Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'd love to have you subscribe. My channel is all about reselling online, merch by Amazon, and then I do some fun unboxings and jewelry unboxings and things like that. So it's all the different ways that you can make money online, and or rather all the ways I'm making money online, and I'd love to have you follow along. But today's video is all about my first quarter of this year, 2017, on Merch by Amazon. My numbers, the tools I use, and just the whole journey and how it's been going this year. So let me move myself over and I will share with you some of the tools I've been using and what my numbers look like and where I'm at with Merch by Amazon this year. All right, so here you can see my Merch by Amazon dashboard. I have 507 shirts live, and I am on the 1,000 tier. I just got tiered up recently, within the last week or so, which I'm pretty excited about because I probably sold my 1,000th shirt sometime in the late summer, early fall. So I was ready to get tiered up. And with Merch by Amazon, if you're in any of the groups, there's a lot of things that happen on the fly with merch and they don't explain things where sometimes they'll give you, I had 15 shirts I was able to upload every day and then they knocked it down to 10. And so they just do these things, but I try to make sure that I am prepared for them. So when the shirts bump back up to 15, so maybe later in the day, I'll sign in and it'll say, oh, you've got 5 more shirts. I make sure that I have got those shirts ready in draft to upload because I don't want to miss any of my opportunities for uploading shirts. I think there was one day when I was on the 500 tier, and I think we had 5 shirt uploads at the time, and I missed a day, and it just like really nagged at me that that was an opportunity lost, you know, because those 15 shirts or those 5 shirts, they don't roll over to the next day. So I make it a priority to get my designs ready. Generally, I have the designs ready the day before to go up for the next day. So as you can see at this moment, what is today? Thursday, the 5th of April. I have sold 29 shirts this week so far in the last 7 days. I know I'm not on the level of some of these bigger merch sellers, but I'm pretty happy with where I am. I haven't been hiring any designers. I've been doing everything myself, totally self-taught. And so I will get into that. I'm going to close this out. No, I'm not going to close it. I wanted to share the message side of this, but let me, well, you know how everybody is really proprietary about their designs and stuff. So I'm trying to keep it where you can't see my stuff. All right, so some of the updates that have happened in this quarter, let me go back down. So if you're not keeping on top of the messages that come through or the frequently asked questions, it's really important to do that, especially if you're a new seller, just to kind of get an idea of what things are being discussed, what are the expectations on merch. So here they've decreased publishing limits. Some of these are just, they don't always do this. Sometimes they just do it and they don't tell you, and that's just the way it's going to be. So here it's continued patience. This was when things were frozen and people were just waiting, right? They're letting us know that your payout won't come until much later. Not much later, because February was a short month. And then here they've changed some of the licensing up. They're really cracking down on a lot of risks and a lot of things where people were uploading things that are copyright infringement type things. So they're really cracking down on those things. And then here, there was a price change, and they let us know about that. That was fine. I mean, that's just, they're the cost of doing business, and I'm still pretty happy because it still feels like free money to me. I know I work at it, creating my designs and researching and things, but when I don't have to do anything else during the day and at the end of the month I get a check, it's just really nice. You know, as a reseller, I didn't have to pack it, I didn't have to ship it, I mean, the listing is so minimal. So for me, I love it. I love it. Here is where they were talking about American Apparel is out and Bella plus canvas shirts are in, which I still don't know a whole lot about. So I had ordered an American Apparel shirt when I first started, and I didn't like it because they were so slim cut. So I'm interested to find out about the Bella and canvas ones. And then now they're talking about the designs, your design had to sell within 60 days for it to stay live on Amazon. And if it didn't, then it came down. Some people relisted them, some people tweaked them and put them back up. And I did a mix of that depending on what the design was. But now, as of March 28th, they're giving that 90 days instead of 60 days, which is really nice. Okay, so let me close out of this, and I'm going to talk a bit about the tutorials I've done, and then we'll get into the numbers and some of the tools too. So, if you are here, so you know I have a channel called Texas Gal Treasures. I have created a lot of tutorial videos on merch by Amazon. And then every week, generally every week on Wednesday at noon Central, I get together with Joe and Jeff and we talk about all things merch, just kind of any updates that are going on or how our sales have been. We currently have challenged each other to create a camping shirt and see whose camping shirt sells. So far, nobody's winning because nobody's sold one, but that's okay. And so far as I know, I haven't been promoting it or anything. I haven't done any advertising on it or anything. So I don't know if the other guys are doing that or not, but anyway. And then I've got all kinds of tutorials in here. This one is an older one where I didn't realize in PicMonkey you could make the backgrounds transparent. And I'm still learning along with everybody else. So this was a two-step process, which I don't necessarily do anymore. But I have some other videos now. I probably need to remake that. But I've done some other ones like how I create my shirt from start to finish and ideas. So if you're new or you're looking for, and you're not a designer maybe, and you're looking for some easier ways to create shirts, I would suggest, checking out some of these tutorials I've done. And I still have a few more that I want to do. Here's another one, step by step, creating more shirts just for fun so people see my process. And then again, we've done some interviews with different people. Here I interviewed Young and Glenn from Merch Minds. Those guys are awesome. If you're not listening to their podcast, they always have really great information. And here we talked about Jacob Topping in his book. If you want, his is all about different print-on-demand stuff. So if you're not approved for merch yet, he goes through all the different print-on-demand sites and just the ins and outs of them in his book. So we talked to him. I'm looking through just to see. Yeah, generally just I update my sales and on all that. So every week on my weekly sales update, I generally talk about my sales for the week. Yeah, anyway. So there's a lot of different videos that I've done, and I have them. Oh wait, this is something else. I have them in a playlist, but I have a feeling the playlist only has 22 videos in it. So I have a feeling, oh, I dropped it out of there. I have a feeling that I have some videos that I didn't put in the playlist that I need to go double check on. Okay, so some of the tools that I use before I get into the numbers for the first quarter, because I get a lot of questions about this. Some of the places that I get my images, I use public domain images for most of my stuff. There's a few that I have paid for, but I go to Open Clip Art. Another one is Pixabay. And then this is a paid site called Graphic Stock. I did a video for them, so I was able to get a membership. But they have, if you look, there's a video I did where I talk about it, designing shirts with Graphic Stock and a free offer. This is still live. So if you go to this video and go to Graphic Stock / Texas Gal Treasures, you can get a free 7-day trial, and it's like hundreds of downloads. And so even after you're not a member of Graphic Stock anymore, those images are still yours to use if you got them during that time. So let's say my year was up with them, I could download a bunch of images to save for later, and that would be okay with them as per their terms of service. So that's something else. I'm all about as free or as inexpensive as possible. So when they asked me to do this, I was like, okay, but we need something for the people. We need something for the friends. So those are some of the places I use. And as most of you know, unless you're new, I design in PicMonkey for most of my, most of my shirts. So it's something that I know is probably not the most ideal way to design. I know probably Adobe Illustrator and some of these other programming places are better, but for me it has worked. As I am not a designer at all. And my husband has tried. He is a graphic designer and he has tried to teach me, but oh, I am woefully low skill in that area. I just can't absorb it. I don't know why. Anyway, so let's take a look at the numbers. I keep a spreadsheet that looks like this. Let me maximize it a little bit more for you. In which I catalog my months. So this is the year. Let me show you last year's real fast. So this is 2016, and this is my year, kind of a snapshot of my year. So in January is when I first sold my first shirt, and then it slowly grew. February was 7 shirts, and then 4 shirts, and then 15 and 14. And right around this time, I think May or so, May or June, was when I tiered up from the 25 level to the 100 level. And then I started getting a little more serious, seeing some of the big numbers people were pulling in, and realized I can do this too. So I started getting a little more serious about it, and then you can see quite a jump from August to September, where my sales increased dramatically from 36 sales to 86 sales. And then from here, right in this time, and this may have been close to the time when I tiered up to the 500 level. So that may have been one of the reasons I had such a jump. And that was also during the time when it was unlimited uploads. You could upload as much as you wanted. And then they put them on that. So unfortunately. So yeah, and then my December was just amazing. My Q4. Now, one thing I know I was doing during this time in October, November, December was I was playing a little bit more with advertising. And again, I don't like to spend a lot of money, so I did some paid advertising on Pinterest. I was still playing around with that a bit, and I did some on Instagram, not paid. And then I dropped off of doing that. So some of my numbers have dropped down. I mean, I don't. November and December were by far my best 2 months, and I haven't had a month like that since. And so I don't know if it's because, yeah, it was the fourth quarter, or because that's just, I was advertising and I'm not advertising anymore. I don't know. So let's take a look at my spreadsheet. And I've done another video about how I work my spreadsheet. So I've got my month over here, and so it tallies it up as of, I haven't entered my numbers from yesterday. So as of day before yesterday, I have sold 338 shirts for the year. And these are my monthly sales, 117, 98 so far as of the 4th, 16 shirts. So, and then over here, these are the different royalty amounts. So when I am creating, figuring out my sums for the day, I just grab them over here and copy and paste them over here. And then this adds up automatically for me. It works for me. Okay. And then this little number down here is adding up these two. So 785 was my number from last year, how many shirts I sold this year, and it automatically adds it up. So far, total shirts sold 1,123. I guess I'll just explain the rest of this real fast before I get into it. And then down here, my sister helps me. She doesn't design the shirts. She has sent me some designs, but I haven't implemented them yet, but she's given me a lot of ideas. And so with the ideas that she's given me, I give her the royalties from that. So these are the royalties I give to her. So however many shirts have sold from her ideas, I just multiply by 7 just because. And then that's what she gets. So each day, let's take a look. So this is my January. Each day, because I like to see how everything's doing day by day, I punch in, this is how many shirts have sold, and then the royalties based on the amount that the shirt was worth. So each month I do this. Here's February's numbers, and then I keep down here's March. And so over here, I have my daily averages. So this is the average number of shirts sold. So in January, I averaged about 3 shirts a day. February about 4, and then March back down to about 3 a day. And then this is the daily averages for profits. So about 20 bucks a day, 27, 20. So I range in that between $20 and $30 a day, mostly closer to 20. Would I like that to be higher? Absolutely. But this is what it is for now. This is my process, and so far it's worked for me. So bring home from each month, back over here you can see January was 633, February 769, and March 649. And this is April so far. So my total sales so far, profit-wise, is over $2,000 for the first quarter. So I'm pretty happy with that. If it continues where I make, about $600 a month, I know it'll go up in the fourth quarter. Just kind of getting an idea for what my year might look like. Year end looks like, about $6,900. I do think it'll be more because the fourth quarter tends to be more. And then also since I have tiered up, my ability, like your ability to make more money when you're on a higher tier, it's like a numbers game. You have more opportunity out there to make that money. So now that I'm uploading, it's 10 a day, I'm making sure I'm getting those up there. And then, like I say, just trying to find niches that are desirable. I generally go after what they call evergreen rather than trending topics. I put up a couple Easter shirts, but for the most part, I don't go after areas that are already just busting at the seams, basically. So those are my numbers. That's my first quarter. I do get some questions about the money I send to my sister. Some people are like, I would never do that, but we're close like that. And yes, I know I will be paying the taxes on that. It's just the way that we have set up what we do, and I'm fine with it. She's fine with it. It's all good. Anyway, so those are my numbers. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I will link the graphic stock down below with the 7-day free trial. I'll link Jacob's book if you're interested. Again, I try to do things as free as possible, but if you are interested in print on demand, he's kind of summed up all of it in one place. And I know he put a lot of work into it, so it's definitely a good resource if you're interested in that. So keep watching along, and we've got some more guests coming on our merch talk with different tools to make creating shirts for merch fun and easy. So thanks again, you guys. Again, leave me a comment if you have any questions or video ideas or tutorials that you need help with. Because I'm here and I enjoy doing this. I have a big passion for merch, and I especially want to help some of the newer people that are just getting their feet wet with merch and maybe have some questions and a little bit of confusion with some areas. So again, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.